Hey everybody, welcome to GeekyKOOL presents Geeky Cinephiles. I'm Larry the Professor, and over here we've got Joe, or also known today as Frank Durbin.
That's right.
You can be frank with us, Frank. So
Yeah, let's be frank.
tonight we've got another movie list we're doing for you, and we want to talk a little bit about our favorite spoof movies. So those kind of funny, they make fun of certain genres and play to it, and it's just a lot of fun. So I love a good spoof movie. I've always had that kind of twisted humor, and
Yep.
I think Joe has too. So this is a good one for us. Um, Joe, we each got five on our list, so I'm going to let you kick us off and tell us what you got, and I'll throw up an image for you.
Okay. Let's see. Are you going in order?
Whatever order you want to do, I can throw them up
Okay.
anywhere.
Gotcha. I'm really interested to hear which ones we may have doubled up on.
Yep.
And I thought I had a good list already before I went online and put spoof movies and typed it in, and then all kinds of stuff popped up. It was like,
There's a lot. There's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot
yeah,
of just not as great ones they're okay that can still be fun, but there's a
right.
lot of them.
Yeah, but it felt like 80s, 90s, early 2000s. It was a good trend of people
That
doing
was the
stuff.
heyday. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got a little watered down. There were too many of them. But I feel like with Naked Gun now, it's back to hopefully it's a comedy uh, revolution that we're seeing in movies. So
Right.
without further ado, my number one would probably be Naked Gun. Speaking of Naked Gun,
The
the original.
original from 1988, I believe. Leslie Nelson
Yeah, yeah.
picking back up
Leslie
where
Nielsen.
he had left off on the very short run TV show Police Squad. They made a movie about it, and it was extremely successful.
Yeah, it really was. I think they were shocked by that.
Priscilla Presley also starred in this, and got some fun cameos, including Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, which is fun. I don't know if you've heard, but now all the Naked Guns have now featured Weird Al Yankovic in one way or the other. So
I believe that, yeah.
including the new one, the new Naked Gun too. If you're a fan of this kind of humor, dude, it's so good. It's so hilarious. Just laughed all the way through.
So
But
you've seen
yeah,
it. I've not seen it yet. So yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
the absurd it's absurd humor, but the absurdity of it sometimes is what makes it funny. And
exactly.
then again, kind of like we were talking about airplanes, the literal um, the way they use verbiage in a literal sense.
Right. Literally.
Yeah, I think you have to be. I think I feel like intelligent people do like spoof movies. I don't feel
I
like it's
agree. You see
yeah.
the humor in it. So since we both are like them, and we didn't have to agree that yes, intelligent people, of course, like them because we do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, that's a great one. What's your tell us either a line or a scene that you really like from this movie?
Just the like I said, the literal absurdity of it. One of the cops gets beaten up by a bunch of bad guys, and Frank is in the Lieutenant Drebin is in the hospital room. He says, "Mrs. Nordberg, I promise you, we won't rest a second until we find out who did this." And then he says, "Now let's go grab a bite to eat."
Right.
Like he
That's
didn't even
great.
realize he.
Uh, the
Yeah,
the uh, the beaver scene is probably my favorite in there.
yeah,
Oh,
it's so good.
but there's a lot. There's some crass humor in it, but it's extremely funny. A lot of these movies have some crass humor in it, but yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great selection. It has to be on any list of great spoof movies, and definitely applaud that. So yeah. Well, let
hopefully you
me
didn't
go.
double up.
Well, let me go ahead and give you my first one on the list. That I'm going to start at the bottom of my list and work up. But even though it's at the bottom of my list, this movie is not a bottom dweller. This is a great one. we're going to go way back to, I believe, 1974 for a little Young Frankenstein. Mel
Oh,
Brooks, Gene, what is his name? Gene, not Hackman,
Gene
Um,
Wilder.
Gene Wilder, right? Madeline
Yeah.
Kahn's in this movie. Um, I love the scene where he's going to the castle and his assistant comes to pick him up, and he's never been to the castle before, and he doesn't like his family heritage, so he started calling himself Frankenstein instead of Frankenstein, and is like, Dr. Frankenstein. No, that's Frankenstein. I'm like, okay. And and I see you're Igor. That's Igor. And
Yeah.
then then walk this way and drags his foot, and everybody drags their foot afterwards. I just love that. It is a classic, and I love Young Frankenstein. In fact, in a D&D group I'm in, we have a movie viewing this week or on Thursday instead of playing D&D. Young Frankenstein's on that list because one of our young gentlemen has never seen it, so we're going to introduce him to it. But
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
yeah, Young Frankenstein. So, how did we get like that? I don't know. We'll go back to this. There we go. So, all right. What's the next one on your list, Joe? What do we got?
Yeah, and I know there's going to be names that titles you bring up. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of that one. Staying in the Mel Brooks era, A History of the World Part 1.
History of the World Part 1. I love this movie too.
Yeah, basically Mel Brooks takes us through, kind of like a biblical period, the Revolutionary period, Victorian era, things like that. But he has the silliest humor.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes is it's Moses holding 3 tablets,
Yep.
and he drops one, and he says, "I bring to you these 10 commandments."
That's a great scene.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great scenes in this movie. It's just one after another. A lot of sight gags with it. I love the Last Supper scene where they're all sitting around and Mel Brooks is serving Jesus and the disciples, and he's like, something happens. Jesus. And what? Oh, nothing. And then, of course, the musical scene with the Spanish Inquisition. The Inquisition. Yeah. That's just it's tons of laughs. Yeah, tons of laughs, and that's a great selection for sure, Joe.
Yeah. Okay, what's next for you?
All right, the next on my list. Well, I had to go on a quest to find it. For a grail!
Oh, yeah.
Monty Python and Quest for the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Tell us what Monty Python and the Holy Grail is about.
Oh my gosh, this is the classic story of King Arthur, but spun on its head, where King Arthur goes and tries to find his knights to be able to unite together and to find the Holy Grail that God sends him on a quest for. All sorts of craziness happens in this movie. It's just one thing after another. Some of my favorite parts of that is there's a scene, until you watched it a few times, you totally miss. But there is a scene of a lady dusting a rug hanging on a clothesline, and she's dusting it. She's hitting it with a cat. Just meow, meow. Dust goes flying. There's the scene with the plague that's going on, and the guy has the wheelbarrow full of dead bodies. Bring out your dead. And the guy puts the person on it. He's like, I'm not dead yet. There's just so many funny scenes in this movie. Monty Python has a very British, they are all British, but a very, very, very British sense of humor. I suggest if somebody has not seen this movie, watch this with some people that have seen it before and love this movie. Even to the points where the beginning credits are rolling, and then they change, because we sacked the people which had these credits before, and now we sack
Yeah.
those people, and it's just this whole funny line of stuff that goes on, and of course the great beast, which is the bunny rabbit, but he's got fangs. So
Yep.
yeah. Anyway, so yes, the Holy Grail.
Such a good choice.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies, one of my favorite lines is when one of the knights gets split off and he ends up in this castle where there's all these beautiful women, just women. And
Yep.
he has to get on his way. He has to keep going on his way. And they say, but stay. I got to get going. Spank me.
Yep.
Well, I guess I could stay a bit longer.
Yep. And then Lancelot comes in to save him from great perils. It's Sir Gawain pledged himself to his chastity. Yes. Yeah. Such a great, funny scene.
Great.
Yeah.
Are those both the same years? That and the previous one you had, Young Frankenstein?
They might be. They're around that same time period. So yeah. I have to look and make sure. Yeah.
Okay. Next, I have Shaun of the Dead.
Not an old movie.
Yeah,
compared to the ones I've been throwing at there, but a great movie.
Yeah, with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, I believe.
Yep.
They've worked on several movies together, and this one's basically about any zombie movie.
Yep, it certainly is.
But it takes, you can imagine they have fun with the creative freedom of what they use it for, and some of these people know that they're zombies and some people don't. Some people want to be polite to zombies, and
right. Well, and they're British, so they just kind of want to sit in the pub and let it work itself out there for a while. So but trying to remember what the scene is in there. Hold on. That's it. It's "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen. Somebody hits the jukebox and that comes on, and all the zombies come in, and it's just a great. You're like, what in the world? Big fight scene with all the zombies coming into the pub.
Yeah.
Can't.
What I love about these movies too is when you say things like that, they're parts that I'd forgotten, and I get to relive it or go back and look for it next time I watch it.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, that's part of the fun of talking about these is that we get sent back to those times. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stay consistent and go back to the 70s once again, because the 70s were kind of a high point. 70s and 80s kind of a high point of spoofs, but this time we're going to spoof the Western genre, the Little Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah, great!
I'll kill him! I'll do it!
Oh my gosh!
A black sheriff is assigned to come to town, and of course the people of the town aren't expecting a black sheriff, and oh my gosh! And of course they sent him there to basically get him out of their way, and also to appease the town who's asking for a sheriff to be assigned to him because they're having all of these the robbers and the highwaymen and all that have come in and just decimated the town. Well, the governor's in on it. So who's Mel Brooks? And some of the funniest scenes is with him as governor. Oh my gosh!
He's cross-eyed, and
I didn't get her frump out of you. So yeah. So just a great classic movie. I'm actually looking for this to show it to my son. He's been asking to see it, but I've been trying to find it. It used to be you could find some of these movies on deals to be able to buy them for fairly cheap. This one is $15 to buy, and it's like $5 to rent. And I'm like, oh my goodness! But it's a great one. Blazing Saddles. There's some different versions of it. There's a TV friendly version.
There is.
There is, because it was shown on TV. The funny thing is, people joke about how Yeah, I watched Blazing Saddles on TV and it was down to 6 minutes because
Yeah.
they took out all the humor in there. But it's very much a racially charged movie that Mel Brooks is a master of poking fun of everybody's racism, everybody's preferences, everybody's anything. I mean, it goes after every group and equally offends everybody. So Mel
Yeah, he
Brooks, being
does.
Jewish himself, really pokes fun at that, along with everything, including my favorite line in this movie. Actually, is at the end, the people agree to let all of these people that they wouldn't normally let live in their town because they're very much a white town, on the Western
Yeah.
Front. Yeah, and they go through and start listing and using every offensive word to describe each different race, one after another, and just boom, boom. Yes, we'll let the blah, 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 blah. And we'll let them all live here, except for the Irish. Never the Irish. And being Irish, I thought that was hysterical because I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. My family being O'Briens, and I've heard a lot about some of the stuff that they went to when they first came over to the United States, but I just laughed. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's typical, but not the Irish.
Right. You're right. He's so good at yeah, making sure to offend, but it's not even offend. It's just kind of bringing it out in the open so you can talk
Right,
about it.
right, exactly. That was his whole point. Mel Brooks talks about that. People nowadays have wanted to cancel this movie and Mel Brooks for very much using the N word in this movie. And lots of different characters said it. Now, the whole point, according to Mel Brooks, the whole point was to bring it all out. Let us all be able to be okay with using these words and poking fun at ourselves with this. As long as everybody's offended, or then nobody should be offended. Is basically
Yeah.
what his view was. I thought that was a very smart thing. And at this time, there were a lot of racial tensions. You were coming out of the civil rights movement, just having been a big deal just a few years before. So there was a lot of racial tension there, and so this movie tried to use humor to de-escalate some of that. So yeah,
Yeah, he's you're right. What a great movie. Great choice.
thank
You know
you.
what I'm seeing, Larry? I'm seeing, let's see, your top one was 1974. Monty Python and the Holy Grail was 1975. Blazing Saddles is 74. There's Young Frankenstein is 74. So yeah, you get yourself in a little you get yourself in a tight little spot there. I like it.
I do, I do. And
Years.
I couldn't leave any of these off. I do have a list of ones that were left off of both of our lists that I think
Oh yeah.
will highlight at the end just to say these are things that were considered, and you know. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. What's your next one though?
My next one is Spinal. This is Spinal Tap. So Spinal
Oh
Tap.
yeah, from the
Uh,
'80s, poking fun at
yes.
the whole rock scene, and they're making a sequel to this now. I don't know
I
how
know.
that's going to work. Sometimes these sequels are good, sometimes they're not. But this
Yeah.
movie is great, making really fun of the whole hairband movement and
Yeah.
the rock movement
Rock,
in the '80s. Right there is perfect.
rockumentary, yes.
A rockumentary. That's right.
And all of those, it's the same group. It's the same group of actors that do. Oh my gosh, Waiting for Guffman, Best in
Yeah.
Show. But I think this is one of their best.
It-
It's really poking fun of musicians
yeah.
or that are rock stars and probably shouldn't be.
Right, right, exactly. And the crazy things that they do. And we, having grown up in the '80s, hearing the stories of all the crazy things these rock groups would do to, destroying hotel rooms and everything else, throwing TVs from their window through the plate glass into the pool, all sorts of craziness. And this movie just really kind of highlights a lot of the insanity of that. But yeah, Spinal Tap's a great pick there. Yeah, so fun.
I think I think they're doing the second one just because so many fans said they wanted to see it. So
Most definitely.
and for a long time I didn't know this was Rob Reiner, which like Rob Reiner makes some really good films, but
He
this one,
does make some really good films. I agree. It is, I think, was one of the actors in this. What was he also in Laverne and Shirley? Am I remembering that right?
yeah, Michael McKean.
That's right, Michael McKean, who also was on Saturday Night Live for a while. Yes, that's right. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking Lenny. I'm thinking that's Lenny. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad I wasn't thinking wrong on that. It's been a while since I've seen This Is Spinal Tap, but it's a great pick.
Yeah, I can't even think about it and not start laughing. I'll start giggling myself.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
looking forward to the sequel. Hopefully, it'll hold up. So,
Yeah, yeah.
all right, the next one on my list, and I'm approaching. I gave you my number 3 through 5 here. Now I'm gonna give you number two, which maybe should be number one, but I just had trouble making it number one because of what's in my number one spot. But of course, we're going with the classic. Also, from 1980, Airplane. We've talked about this
Oh,
movie before. This has to go on the list. This really, for me, is what got me into spoof movies. Seeing Airplane on the movie screen, and then just thinking it's absolutely hysterical. All the sight gags on this, and there's so many little details in this thing that is just so funny. My son, who I showed it to, still goes around and will say something about like, oh, he's sick. Well, what is it? Well, it's an illness, but that's not important right now. And just like
yeah.
that's not important right now. So yeah, or we've got to get these people to the hospital. Hospital? What's that? What is it? It's like, oh, it's a big building where sick people are, but that's not important right now. And of course,
Oh
my
my.
favorite line from this movie, and there's so many classic ones, of course, that we all know from this. My favorite line is the one guy that's in the control tower who's a little different. And it's like, hey, what do you make of this? And he takes a piece of paper and goes, well, I can make a brooch. I can make a hat. Make a pterodactyl. I'm like, I just cracked up.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, My friend Brian's favorite part of this movie is at the beginning when the plane is about to take off. You hear prop propellers, but they're jet engines, and
Yeah.
so it's a listening gag that you have to kind of see it more than once to get that. So, but yes,
Yeah, you're right. It's probably one of the top. I think I just left it off because it's one of my top comedy movies too. But yeah,
right, right.
you could put it at the top.
It has to
Those
be
film
in a list of spoofs for sure. So,
those filmmakers, the way they do it. I mean, it's a big part of comedic timing. Just because you say something doesn't mean it's going to be funny. It's
that's
how it's
correct.
delivered. They're great at it, just like Brooks.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. And Leslie Nelson,
No,
the funny thing is, before this movie, Leslie Nelson was a very serious actor in a lot of
yeah,
dramas and everything else. And then, of course, this set him over the edge to become that spoof guy. After this movie, of course, they did the Police Squad show, which became Naked Gun, and many, many other spoof movies that he did. He just had that great comedic timing.
yeah. I think you could almost chart every spoof movie back to Airplane,
Yeah.
at least copying that formula.
Right, right, exactly. Prior, they are the ones prior, which are the Mel Brooks ones, pretty much. You got Mel Brooks, Monty Python, and then you have everything else kind of spins off from the idea of Airplane. So yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Well,
We've got several Mel Brooks films on here.
we do. We have Mel, and we've got Leslie Nelson, all very well
Yeah.
highlighted in this.
Okay, me.
Yep, up to you, Joe.
It was so hard to put these all in the top five.
It was. I agree.
Yeah, and there are a few that, of course, you said that I could probably agree with, or I'm sure our honorable mention is just going to be the list is going to be at 20 movies, but I couldn't leave off. I couldn't leave off Austin Powers.
Groove it,
international.
baby.
It was a Saturday Night Live character who had just left SNL on good terms, and it was a little movie that he was just kind of hoping would make its money back,
Right.
and it was so funny it just blew up. It's definitely a spoof of the almost James Bond
Oh
spy
yeah.
movie.
All the James Bond
So
movies and any sort of spy movies, because there's lots of other ones beyond Bond, but definitely Bond is at the center of the focus on this that they're making fun of.
they are, yeah. Yeah, they like even one of the first scenes is him coming out of cryo freeze, and
Right.
it's like a minute long pee he has to take.
Yep. And I love the rocket from Big Boy, made from a Big Boy, which we don't have anymore, but that was just hysterical.
Yeah, so quotable too.
Yep. $1 million.
Yeah. Is he gonna be doctor?
Who does number 2 work for? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a lot of cross humor, but yeah, probably one of the funnier ones coming out of Saturday Night Live. There, there's a list of really good ones and bad ones from that, but yes, but yeah, that's a great one. I love that pick. So such a great spoof. So
yeah.
Well, my final one is the one that I will go to and watch endlessly. I just love this movie. Also very quotable, and also from Mel Brooks, but from the 1980s. We're going to go with a little space venture of Spaceballs, which is also getting a sequel.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, can you believe Mel Brooks is? I think he's something like 85.
No, I think he's 90. He's in his 90s. I want to say he's almost 99, but I don't know.
That's crazy, and he's still making movies.
Yeah, he's like, he still has the vision, the passion. And of course, some of these sequels, just like, are you just making this for the money now, or?
Yeah, I imagine just because he's a worker and he has to do it.
So one of my favorite things about this movie, and of course, John Candy as Barf, the Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. That's a great line right there. But one of my favorite things to know about this movie was Mel Brooks had asked specifically asked George Lucas if he could spoof Star Wars. And,
he did.
And he's like, yeah, here's what I'm thinking. Is it okay? Would you be offended? And George is like, no, that's great. Just please don't make your main character dressed like Han Solo. He's like, okay, I can do that. And he's like, I'm gonna dress him up as Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he did. I didn't think about that. He was kind of.
That was in his things. Like, he asked me not to do him as Han Solo, so I dressed him as Indiana Jones. I'm like, I never noticed that before. I'm like, oh my gosh, if he had the whip there.
Yeah. Lone Star was his name.
Lone Star.
That's fascinating. Why Han Solo? Just because it would be remembered, or it would be
right. Because he didn't want it to be so closely associated that the main character looked like Han Solo. He just didn't want it to go to that level. It's like, okay, I'll dress him as Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Harrison Ford's other big character that he did.
Yeah.
So,
what's one of your favorite quotes?
There's so many great ones. Of course, the Mog one is a great one, but hold it, the radar's not working. Somebody jammed it. Raspberry. Only one man would dare to give me the raspberry. Lone Star.
Lone Star.
And of course,
the helmet.
I am your father's best friend's sister's husband's cousin's ex-roommate. What's that make us? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. So good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts is when they put Spaceballs in the movie. to
Yeah,
watch and see to figure out what's happening, and they end up fast forwarding right to the present place they are. Oh my God,
that's
so
a
funny.
great one. It's like, where are we now? Well, we're now. Well, when will
Then
we be then? Soon.
yes. Oh, great choice, great choice.
Yeah. And Rick
Definitely.
Moranis is coming back for the sequel, and he's not acted in anything since the 90s when his wife passed away. So,
Yeah, that's right. Do we know why?
because his wife passed away from some sort of, I want to say it's cancer. I'm not sure completely. And it was so devastating to him and his family that he thought it was better for him just to stop acting because he had made a lot of money. Stop
Yeah.
acting and take care of his kids because he had 3 or 4 young kids at the time. So he
Wow.
basically sacrificed his career to do that, which is very admirable.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yep.
Good for him. I
Well,
wondered where, or I saw him on a list the other day of actors that disappeared.
yep. That's what happened to him. Well, let me quickly go through the list that I created of 5 more. Is that right? Yeah, 5 more spoofs that were in contention for the list, at least for my
Okay.
list. So, firstly, we've got Galaxy Quest, a great spoof of Star Trek. Even the point Tim Allen plays the Will Shatner character perfectly, especially when they're at the convention. It just made me laugh and laugh,
Yeah.
knowing that his drama with going to conventions when he was younger and all that. And then, of course, that was highlighted in Saturday Night Live. But um, Alan Rickman, great in here. Sigourney Weaver, amazing in here. And of course, you put her in here after she's done all the Alien movies.
Yeah.
So love that. We've got
Oscar
Hot
winner Sam
Shots.
Rockwell.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said Oscar winner Sam Rockwell is in that.
That's true. You're exactly right.
Hot
Hot
Shots has been great.
Hot Shots 1 and 2. I like Hot Shots Part 2 also. But Hot
Yeah.
Shots is a great spoof of the Top Gun movie and any other Iron Eagle and all those other ones. So it's just a great, very spoofy kind of movie.
Amen.
There's one that I should have added. We'll talk about it also. We've got Scrooged. I just
Oh,
adore this movie. Totally makes fun of the whole the the whole Scrooge thing for Christmas. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies just because it's a very dry kind of spoof, dry sense of humor
yeah.
spoof, but I just find this one so fun.
Yeah.
And going back to Mel Brooks, this one with Carrie Ellis, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I knew there was going to be one. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and of course Carrie Ellis just coming off of his great performance in Princess Bride, and plays a version of Robin Hood. Of course, this happened. This movie comes out maybe a year after the Robin Hood movie, and of course you've got the great line of, "Unlike other Robin Hoods, I can speak in a fluent British accent." Just perfect. And one from the 90s that I couldn't leave off my list that I found it to be so wacky and fun is a great spoof of especially the 50s monster and alien movies is Mars Attack. Mars
Oh
Attack.
yeah.
So
Talk about a cast in that one. Jack
yeah,
Nicholson. I mean, everybody's in that.
great cast in this one. And of course, these creatures came off bubblegum cards. They made these Mars Attacks bubblegum cards back in the 50s. And so somebody picked them like, hey, we should make a movie based off of these cards and took it and ran with it. But Jack is the president in this movie. Of course, my favorite scene in here is after the Martians destroy Congress, he comes and addresses the nation. My American people, I'm here to tell you, you still have 2 out of 3 forms of government, and that ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Ain't bad. but yes, I find that this one's just bonkers and fun and really makes fun of that whole genre there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's what we got. Anything else you want to add here for us?
No, I would say Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Gin and Juice in the Hood is a great one if you haven't seen it. It's a
Yep.
spoof on the African American hood movies that
Yep.
came
Yep.
out.
Um, Boys in Hood, In the Hood, and all those. Yep. Yep. What was the one with Michelle Pfeiffer where she was a teacher? That's a really good one too. Anyway,
Oh, Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds. Yeah. Yeah. So you have a lot of those, right? A lot of those kind of movies. Yeah. Definitely. Most definitely.
Yes, that's all I got. That's my word, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well, that sounds good. We ran just a few minutes over. We apologize, guys. We had a long list and wanted to get you those extras in there also, but we kept it around 30 minutes. We'll claim that that's not too bad. So
And make
we
sure you
will.
tell us what left. You
Yep.
left yours
Let
off.
us know. Let us know what we left off. What is flashing out there for you that we did not cover that we should have? What did we miss? And let us know if we should have moved one of our ones that was honorable mentions up to our main ones and what we should have replaced. We'd love to hear from you. So let us know what you think. We will be back. We're planning on being back next week on Monday at the same bad time, same bad channel. And so until then, keep watching movies and stay geeky. And we'll see you guys later.